Well, hello and welcome to my latest video. What are we talking about today? We're talking about I'm not doing an unboxing. Just ignore the Johnny Depp look. We're talking about bags, a subject close to my heart. Now, as many of you will know, if you watch my videos, I'm a big fan of gravel cycling and bike packing. I have been on some amazing journeys. I did a journey to find the Northwest Passage. That was not very successful. Got trapped in the ice. I've also been north to south across the Americas, from the north of America, is that Alaska, to the south of America, which is Terra del Fuego. Yes, I did that on a bike packing journey in my younger years. I've also been around the world twice, both directions. I went round in one direction and turned around and went round in the other direction. I've been across Australia. I've done all the capitals of Europe. So you might say that I am one of the unsung heroes of bike packing and gravel riding. So I thought I would share with you some of the things that I've learned about bags and the types of bags and the best bags to use for various types of activity. So let's start off with the humble seat pack. And this is a toe peak seat pack, and this is very useful in terms of keeping a spare inner tube, tyre levers, perhaps a CO2 canister, something like that, and that's attached to your saddle, and you'll be very familiar with that. So the humble seat pack. Moving on swiftly, and this is a bar bag. I'm going to hold it up to you there, and I bought this in Girona in Spain, northern Spain. This is by a company called Cordell, and it's branded from the Service Course, which is a rather nice bicycle shop in Girona. Anyway, it has a zip at the top here, and inside it has an opening. And you could put various things in there. You could put your phone in there. You could put some snacks in there. You could put a spare inner tube. You could put perhaps a charger, power bank charger, something like that. Perhaps an iPod. So very useful. This not too large, not too small either. Securely fixes onto your handlebars with these Velcro straps here. So the front bar bag, very useful. You then move on probably to some kind of seat pack. Now this is quite a small seat pack. It's by Cordell again. Bought it in the Service Course in Girona because I thought it looked rather nice. And this attaches, this loop goes around your seat post, and then this particular fastening here goes through your seat rails. And sorry, which way up does it go? Oh, it goes that way up. And then this opens up like that, and it's a kind of roll top bag. Now this is not a very big one, so you wouldn't want to do a multi-week journey with this. You could probably do about 3 or 4 weeks. Keep your provisions, your sleeping bag, perhaps your pooing system, a little shovel, some toilet paper, some quick lime to dissolve the stuff that you do in your pooing system. You could store that all in here in your bag with your snacks. So that would attach neatly to your saddle. Moving on, this is a much larger front bag. This is by Apparel. You can tell by the fact that the label is still on it that I've used this on a number of occasions. Attaches by these straps here. It has a roll type entry here, so you unroll this, and in there you could put your various items. What I tend to do, because I prefer to bike pack using hotels, I find that the front bar bag is a very good place to store the white dressing gown and the white towel that you will of course steal when you've stayed in a hotel room. And then we move on to This is the frame bag, and this goes in the frame of your bicycle. This attaches here to your head tube. This attaches here to your seat tube, and this has got zips here like that, and it's also got a zip on the other side. And the reason for that is that there are pockets on that side, and then there are pockets on that side with this kind of yellow material in the middle. So you can store quite a lot of things. If you were to stay in 2 hotels, and therefore of course you had 2 towels and 2 bathrobes, well then you could store one in each side of the bag. And of course you'd want to take the toiletries, you know, the little bottle of shampoo you get, and the little bottle of skin moisturizing cream that you also get. I also find that the shower cap that you get in some of the better quality hotels makes a very good protection from the rain, particularly if you're on a kind of long journey through the tropics. The other item that of course is essential that you steal, and that is the sewing kit, because if you're going to be on a long cycle trip, you may find you end up with holes in your shorts or holes in your jersey, even holes in your neck warmer, your head warmer. And if you've got that little kit that includes the 2 needles and the 5 different colors of thread, that's going to be particularly useful, so you can do those running repairs. And if you should find yourself short of money, you're perhaps trapped in a third world country and you need to get a job, perhaps making clothes for one of the larger fashion chains that you find in the United Kingdom, well then you'll be able to bluff your way into one of those sweatshops, one of those factories, because you've got your own needle and your own thread, and therefore you'll be able to get work pretty much straight away and probably be able to earn as much as $5 a month if you're lucky. Now, the next, reaching behind me, this is a rucksack. Ruck from the German meaning back, and sack from the German meaning sack, and therefore rucksack translates from the German into back sack, because it is a sack that you, as you know, put on your back with these straps here, and you've got space in there. The only trouble with using the rucksack, or the back sack as it's known, is you often get quite sweaty on your back. And if you're doing a multi-month ride, I did a 6-month journey across Siberia, and I found that my back sweated quite a lot through the rucksack, so I wasn't particularly happy about that. Now on some of my larger journeys, again just reaching behind me, you want to take something a bit bigger. For example, you might have various clothes. If you're staying in some of the nicer hotels, they're going to want you to dress for dinner. So I find that a pair of slacks, a blazer, a couple of ties, half a dozen shirts, also perhaps a cummerbund, and some of those patent leather shiny shoes, they always go down particularly well. And if you're staying in a particularly posh hotel, you might want to do some dancing on a Saturday night, and therefore I keep a tuxedo and various dancing tutus and so forth in the holdall. Now the holdall can be a little awkward to carry. This one does go over your shoulders like that, so you can carry it like that. I did find on one of my really long journeys, I did a journey to Norfolk and back that took me 9 months, and I had the rucksack, the back sack as it's known in German, on my back, and then I had this particular holdall behind me, because I wanted to do some fruit picking while I was up in Norfolk, and I thought this would be very useful for storing a couple of hundredweight of strawberries and raspberries. Other fruits are available: bananas, oranges, etc., etc. Passion fruit, papaya, one of my favourites. Apples, yes, there was satsumas, tangerines. They're also they're like little satsumas, although they tend to be nicer. The other item, and we've kind of gone up the scale, and now we're going back down the scale. And this is basically a plastic bag with a couple of strings attached to it. But this is a bit like a musette. Now, I wanted to show you my actual musette, and if you remember that big hit by the Police, Rucksack, do you remember that? Rucksack! Do you remember that? Rucksack? You don't have to put on your red light. Do you remember that? Sting used to sing in that really high voice that used to really irritate. Well, that was originally a hit just in the post-war period for Edith Piaf, and it was called Musette. And so she sang, Musette, you don't have to put up Musette on. And anyway, that was the song that she used, which then Sting then adapted into Rucksack, the big hit. So this is similar to a musette. I actually call this a Rucksack, as it happens, because it's like a sort of rucksack, a backsack, as it's known in German, and you put some stuff in here. If you go to, I find if you go to Lidl, and you buy some, perhaps you buy a pallet full of toilet rolls, perhaps you buy a couple of hundredweight of milk, maybe you get, I don't know, 40 onions or something like that. You can store them in your musette, or in my case, in the Rucksack. Now, moving on swiftly, and this is one of the, if you go bike packing, and you then do wild camping. Now, some of you will be familiar with wild camping. Wild camping is where you sleep out in the open air, which you're not allowed to do in the United Kingdom. You're not allowed to wild camp except in two places, and that's in Scotland, which is a province of the United Kingdom, and also in Dartmoor, which is a big field down in the southwest of the country. So if you're going to go wild camping and therefore sleep outside in a part of the country where you're not allowed to do so, it makes sense to carry all the various elements of your sleep system, i.e. your bivy bag, your sleeping bag, your mat, your portable TP, your igloo if you're going to a cold country, big tent, obviously, a marquee, whatever it is you're using, perhaps a shed, a wooden shed, something like that. If you keep those items in one of these, which is called a carrier bag, and then you cycle along one-handed, holding your carrier bag in the other, this is kind of stealth wild camping, because nobody can tell that you've got your whole sleep system wrapped up in this carrier bag. So I find that works particularly well. And the last item that I want to show you is probably the biggest item of all, and this is, I expect you've seen one of these yourself. This is an IKEA bag, or IKEA as they sometimes say, and this is one of the IKEA, or IKEA as I like to call it because I know Swedish, bags for life, as it is, because you'll want to kill yourself by the time you've finished dragging this bag home. So what I like to do is I go on my bike to IKEA, and I buy maybe a flat pack wardrobe, maybe a flat pack chest of drawers, maybe a flat pack sofa, a couple of flat pack saucepans, flat pack hot dogs. You know, the hot dogs you can get, they bang them flat like that, so they're flat packed, frozen, then you put them in your bag. You can also get some of those Swedish meatballs, you know, the ones, I mean, they don't really taste of anything, but they're rather nice, very tasty, I find. You can get a couple of bags of that. You get about 60 meatballs, feed a family of 2 for at least one night, and you can put all of that into your special IKEA carrier bag. It's got this flap here, which I don't quite understand the purpose of it. Is it a zip? Oh yes, it's a zip. I never realised that. So if it rains, you've got your flat pack garden furniture, maybe your flat pack umbrella, or your flat pack stuff that you bought for the summer barbecue. You put all of that into your IKEA bag. You do the zip up, and then you can cycle home one-handed, and you just carry the bag in your other hand. And if you've got another hand, if you happen to be lucky enough to have a third hand, it's not common, but some people have been lucky, then of course you can use, you could perhaps use one of these holdalls, or you could put that over your shoulder or whatever. Now the final item that I want to show you, because we've been up the scales into the big bags, we've come down the scales into the small bags, and now we're coming into the flat pack. Yes, this is a flat pack IKEA bag. You have to get the instructions, but the way it works is And what I've got in here instead is a complete suite of furniture for a 2-bedroom flat. So it's all flat packed in here. There's a couple of armchairs, there's a sofa, there's wardrobes, there's 2 beds, there's bathroom items, toilet items, kitchen items, etc., crockery, cutlery, and crickery, frippery. And what it is, this is what I'll do, you see, is I'll unflat pack this, and if I can find the instructions, which I probably can't. I'm having a bit of trouble here. Better dig out the instructions and just find out what exactly it is going on here. And what is? Oh, sorry, I'm mistaken. It's not actually furniture for a 2-bedroom flat. It is actually a little rucksack, as you can see. It's by Osprey, and there you are. It all unfolds and into a rucksack. So what you can do is you can pack all your bike packing stuff down really small, right? You can put it into this rucksack, then you can fold it up all on itself like that, right? Because it all folds back together as it were. You can stick it in your back pocket, and then you can go out on a kind of 3 months or a 4 months bike packing tour, and all you need is this fold up bag. So you don't need any of the frame bags, you don't need any of the holdalls or the rucksack, the backsack as it's known in German. You don't need any of that rubbish. You just have a flat pack, fold back, flat sack, down pack, IKEA backpack Osprey bag, which you can get from my website for $499 plus Brexit tax, which is 175%. I'm sorry about that, plus postage, by the way, and VAT. The VAT is recoverable if you live in Spitsbergen. So there. Hope you've enjoyed that video. Hope you've learnt something. Hope you'll stick around on my channel. As you know, it raises money for the Vine Food Bank, which is in Croydon, which is in the United Kingdom. And every time you sit through one of my dreadful videos, another penny, yes, another penny, drops in to the food bank. And those people who are less fortunate than ourselves are eternally grateful. So thanks for watching. See you next time.